What's up, guys? Just finished up work on this custom Woodgrain Game Boy Color, and honestly this might be one of my favorite things that we've done on the channel so far. In today's video we're going to do a full shell and button replacement for the Game Boy Color. We picked up this donor Game Boy off of eBay. It is in pretty rough shape and it's missing a battery compartment. In today's video we're going to give it a new lease on life. The first thing we'll need to do is remove these 6 tri-wing screws from the back of the Game Boy. The kit we're using from Extreme Rate comes with all the tools you'll need, but you can find a tri-wing screwdriver in a bunch of places online. After you have those 6 screws removed, you can just take the back plate off to reveal the board. The next thing we're going to need to do is take off these 3 normal Phillips head screwdrivers from the board itself. You can just use any normal Phillips head screwdriver for this. During this process, I actually found what was rattling in the board there. You can actually see this little piece of plastic moving around that broke off from the shell. And I actually later on found a pebble. I noticed the Game Boy was really dirty, so this thing must have been dropped at a park or something like that. Here's the pebble there. I found that pretty funny. The next thing we'll do is take this little spudger tool here on the right and remove the ribbon cable. We'll need to pop up these 2 tabs here. Just be gentle while doing this, but it should pop up pretty easy. Next, we will remove the ribbon cable itself to get the board separated. It should just slide out like this after wiggling it back a little bit. The next thing we'll do is remove the buttons and old pads. The easiest way I found to do this was kind of just to dump them out like this. And then we will remove the power switch and IR shield there at the top. The last thing we'll need to do in this little tear down here is remove the screen itself. The easiest way to do this is kind of just to rock it back and forth, kind of like an ice tray, and the old adhesive should come apart pretty easily. I've done this a few times and I've never had a problem getting the screen out. Here's what the screen looks like. I always love taking out these screens from that scratched flange and just looking at how beautiful the screen is under there. So the kit I'm using today is from Extreme Rate. Inside the box you will find this beautiful wood grain shell. I honestly am super surprised with how this thing feels. It's really premium. And here are all the tools here. You get a spudger tool, you get that tri-wing screwdriver, a little Phillips head, you get all the screws you need. You get your replacement buttons and switches. You get your new pads here. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to use these or not. We get the metal plate and battery compartment pieces there, and the replacement lens and stickers and adhesives. So the first thing we'll do is just remove the shell from its packaging here and get the new buttons inserted. I was honestly super surprised with the quality of this thing. I didn't expect it to feel so good. There's actually like a little expansion port cover here that I really feel like completes the look. Gotta love that wood grain. So next we'll just put the new buttons into place. It's honestly so satisfying when you put these things in. I was debating whether or not to use the old IR shield there, but I decided to go with the new one because honestly it looked a lot better than I expected. Normally with these replacement shell kits, the IR shield looks a little bit weird, but this one looked normal. Another difference with the buttons is that the start and select aren't one piece, and they come with their own little pad there. So I was just testing them out, and honestly they feel pretty good. I'm very surprised. After we put the new pads in, we'll get the screen in there. Again, when I've removed screens before in the past and put them into new shells, they didn't fit quite as good. This kit here is actually IPS ready if you were wanting to do that mod. but the new screen fits in super easy. I didn't even use any adhesive. I kind of just left it loose in case I wanted to do any further modifications in the future. But without even adhesives, it feels super good and it snaps right into place. I left the power switch there out because we will need to wait until the board is in to get it into the correct position. Next, we'll get the ribbon cable reinserted. This is another satisfying process. Lets you know that you are near the end gate. We'll just get that gently put in there. You want to be really careful with your ribbon cable because if you screw this up and ruin the ribbon cable, you are out of luck. We will get the speaker back into place there. I took out the IR shield again just to get it fitted correctly. We'll just put it into place there. Next, I'll just put the screws back into the board. From here, you can kind of just take the process and just go in reverse order. You don't really need this tutorial anymore, but I'd appreciate it if you stick to the end. Next, we'll get that power switch in. We are in the off position, hopefully. Next, we'll pop down those tabs. I probably should have done this before. Give them even pressure, they go down super easy. Next, we'll get this metal back plate here. We'll prep the back plate with this little metal shield here. We'll put these 4 screws. I was debating whether or not to just use the old ones, but again, we'll just use everything from the kit. We'll just put these 4 normal Phillips screws in here. This took a little bit of work. I needed some pressure, but I like the fitment of these kind of things. You don't want the screws to go in loosely. So I took a second here just to make sure everything's lined up. We're near the end of the process and we don't want to redo anything. Good thing I had my hand in the way of most of this, but you get the idea. Next, we'll get the battery compartment together. I just used the spudger tool here to kind of pop this thing into place. It was super satisfying to do. Next, one of the more stressful processes for me in other shell replacements is putting on the replacement lens. So I took a really long time to fit this into place, but what I found is with this kit from Extreme Rate, there's a huge margin for error. It only really fits in snugly. Like you can't really mess this up. I leaned in super close. I was taking my time, but I don't think I really needed to. After I had the lens in, I kind of just ran my finger around the edges to make sure everything was perfect. I again have had trouble with this process in the past, but the kit from Extreme Rate made everything super easy. Here's the most satisfying part of the entire video, the screen reveal. Looks good. We'll just test out the buttons a little bit. And again, I am super surprised with the build quality of this thing. This is the most stressful part for me in anything, and that's getting on the stickers. They provided this Extreme Rate sticker here, but I have a little slip here of Game Boy Color stickers. I don't know where I acquired these, so don't ask me, but I've had them for many years. This took me a bunch of tries, and honestly, if you look at the corners there, you can see that I peeled it off and tried again and again. We cut that out, but the next thing we're going to do is pop our great value batteries into the battery compartment here and give it a test. The battery cover actually fits really good. On some of my other reshells, the battery compartment wiggles around a little bit. They also gave this little expansion port cover here that completes the look, and I really love it. I put the little bit of plastic back on the screen there for the remainder of it because I didn't want to scratch it, so we'll do a double reveal in this video. We'll get it turned on and tested, and sure enough, it works and looks awesome. I really love this wood grain Game Boy Color. I wasn't sure how it was going to go together in the end, but honestly, I am over happy with it. We'll pop our favorite game, Tetris, in there and give it a test. I have a link in the description for everything I used in this video, along with a 10% coupon code for all my Let's Open Old Stuff watchers. Thanks for hanging out today, and keep on gaming.